I'd like to find the road we roam together, swinging along, finding the long way home. We didn't mind the time or place or weather, singing a song, finding the long way home. Remember, I used to sigh at the end of each day, dear.
What is happening, explorers? All right, I am back out in country Victoria. Now, before we get into this video, I want to take the time to wish you all a Merry Christmas and say thanks for all your support and all the subs and likes and comments on my videos. You guys really do appreciate these old homes, and I love filming them. So we have heaps more in store for the coming year. I'm going to show a few clips now of what's to come. Been filming some farmhouses this week, and I collaborated in this video today with the Frightened Explorer. But as I mentioned, I'm out in the country. Now I want to take the time to bring up Werner's Adventures. Werner is doing a lot of exploring out in country South Australia, filming a lot of beautiful old homes. Now I want to take the time to plug his channel. So many of my viewers probably know about Werner's channel, but if you don't, the link is in the description. Go and sub to Werner. He is working hard. His videos are great. His partner Heather has also got a channel, which I'll leave in the description. Also Drew's Adventures, and there's Megan and John. I think they've got a nice little posse of explorers they go out with there. But Werner's working hard out there, puts a lot of time into his craft, and he deserves more subs. As does the Frightened Explorer, who I'm collaborating with on this video, and you'll hear me do a little intro there too. But heaps to come in the new year, guys, so stay tuned and enjoy. All right, let's get into it. What's happening, explorers? Merry Christmas. Check this old place out. The shade from the trees, there we go. Now, I finally caught up with this bloke. I'm here exploring with the Frightened Explorer. We're in country Victoria. This is his stomping ground, but I grew up in these areas, so we've been meaning to catch up and explore together, and today's the day. Now we are out in a really, really secluded area, and this old cottage, which has to date back to the late 1800s, is just sitting, rotting away in long grass in the middle of nowhere. And towards the end of the video, we'll show you what we stomped through to get to this place. So yeah, I'll give you a bit of a look at the old girl fallen down here. But yeah, look, we're in the middle of summer here, and this is just snake season. We've got our snake gaiters on, and luckily haven't seen one yet. We've both taken a walk through this place. But the veranda, the old bullnose veranda, has fallen in there. But there's lots to see, guys, so I'll take you around the side and we'll go in. Yeah, there we go. All the corrugated iron. Whoopsie daisy. I don't think anyone's even been here for years, and there's a few dates inside on a few items which we'll show you. But here, well, you can see those peaked, double peaked roof. When I saw this home, those peaks were a dead giveaway. It was an old miner's, well, an old, a very old cottage. So check it out from the side. That is old school. But yeah, this is a very, very secluded area. Love these old places. The old tub. It's still filling up with some water off the gutter. So at the end I'll there's another shed up there with some stuff in it too, but yeah, I'll show you just what we trudged through getting here. There's a few old outhouses over the back there too. But we'll go in. That's the Frightened Explorers. He's coming to get that. He's behind me somewhere, taking some photos. But yeah, let's go in and have a look. There's stuff everywhere. There's cobwebs all over the place as well. Old lawnmower or something, line marker. No, it's an old lawnmower. But this little area is an old workshop. There's a workbench over there, some old tools, nuts and bolts, screwdrivers. Now, we haven't seen any bees, which is good because I did film a couple the other day and there was a couple of huge beehives. This is like the back, it's almost like the summer kitchen part. There is another kitchen as we get inside further, but this is almost like a, it's either the laundry, but it's got a kitchen cabinets up there. Could have been used as an old summer kitchen. But mid-90s, about, found a couple of dates with 1995 on it. And that newspaper's one of them. And you'll probably say, how the hell did someone live in here 25 years ago? But when the water gets into these places, they rot pretty quick. There is another item down there. Royal Melbourne Show 1988. There you go. Advertisement for the show. There you go, there's the classic old weatherboard. A few bits and bobs there, wiring. Maybe the casing of an old radio or something. Oh, there you go guys, a dead huntsman hanging. Now this is the bathroom, check it out. Look at the old toilet and pedestal sink. That is cool. Well, the bathroom's still pretty sound, even the floor. We'll keep moving. Yeah, there's heaps of jars and old bottles, jam jars sitting around. Haven't seen any real old ones, old green ones or anything. So, here we go. Now this is the kitchen. The actual kitchen. You can see the wainscoting there, the old board, vertical boarding. Never seen an old oven like that. Had a couple of hot plates on the top and But as you can see, there has been an attempt to cover up the walls with some plaster sheeting, and even that's rotted. And I kind of get the impression that at some point they started to try to bring this up to code or give it a little bit more insulation, and it didn't quite eventuate. Or they may have even patched it up to their liking and still lived in here, but that's an old hood to the stove, even though it doesn't match the stove. The stove's a Rodin, and that hood is a Mistral. Old orange double adapter. Now the Frightened Explorer pointed this out. Who remembers these? The Nestle Golden Ruffs. It's a fundraiser pack. There probably would have been 10 in that little container. My viewers, probably you've seen a few of the Frightened Explorer's videos already, so if you haven't subbed to him, make sure you sub, because he's out doing some great videos. And look, I know what it's like heading out to these country ones solo, and a lot of his videos are solo, and he's also with another guy, but travelling around and doing the videos, it's not easy sometimes, so show some love and get across and sub. There's a little gecko. I'll try and film him before he gets away. Tiny little drop-tail lizard, I think it was, gecko. He's gone though. But while we're in here, this is a bedroom. Now, that's kind of like a makeshift door that's been added maybe. Oh, but look at that. Check this out, guys. A poster depicting all the dangerous venomous snakes of Australia, which is kind of fitting for the location we came out to, because even though we didn't see any, I'm sure we scared a few off stomping through the grass. All bits and pieces here. Old radio, General Electric. Now that's a hark back to the 90s too, that thing. So yeah, definitely occupants in here in the 90s. Alright, we'll go into the front half of the cottage. As you can see, that's that plasterboard I was telling you about, and they've added some new switches along the way just to patch things up. Love the old door and the old transom window. Hasn't got the glass in it anymore though. But the front half of the cottage, most of it's missing the floor. And not because it's rotted away, I think they've actually reused the boards at some point. But this would have been the main living room. You've still got the well, it's got an added log heater in there in the fireplace. But if you can see on the ceiling there, along towards the wall, it angles down. That's very indicative that it's a late 1800s build. That did carry through into the 1900s, but it's a pretty sure bet when you see that it's built in the late 1800s. And look at this, the wallpaper on the Hessian cover, which is also classic turn of the century, late 1800s, early 1900s. There is an archway there, we'll get a better view when we get closer. Now this room was an odd one because there's another toilet and basin in there. Another pink toilet with an orange lid. Oh yeah, there's the shower. So this might have been a or an attempt at a new bathroom, because the one we saw first was definitely the original old lean-to bathroom, minus the shower, had the tub. Check out that window awning though. Look at that thick grass. Okay, that's the door that was there. Alright, I'll keep moving. There's some more of the old wallpaper. There's the arch. It's got a little nice wood feature there. But that magazine is from 1995 as well. It's an electronics magazine, December 1995. Now they've ripped up the floor here too. But I'll still show you what's left. See, there's more patching. All that plasterboard's been used there. So they definitely had a crack at patching up the worst of the probably water rot. And love those ceilings. These places back in the day when they were pristine with all the features and the wallpaper and the shades of paint, just wish you could travel back in time and see them when they're in their prime. There you go, the ceiling's been removed on that one as well. But these would have been front bedrooms. That's an odd place to see where that power socket is. It's placed right on the flooring beam that would have been underneath the floorboards. And that's where we started out there, guys. Where the veranda is fully collapsed. Check out this view though. So I'm quickly going to get a few still shots, guys, right here, and then we'll continue. Alright, so I took some still shots, so what we're going to go do now is explore or film the sheds and show you exactly what we dealt with walking in here with thistles and long grass. But the frightened explorer, while I was filming, he did go and suss these sheds out. I'll give you a look at them. But he has reported back and said there's not much in this one. Or that one right there. I'll just get a bit of a view. Nothing in that one. And that one there is actually the old outhouse. Now it's a little bit hard to see in the shade there, and it's fully caved in and there's branches and sticks everywhere, so he couldn't get in there. But it gives you a gauge of this old farm, because there's the windmill. There's probably a bore or a well somewhere near that. But yeah, this place is so overgrown. But as we saw, some people were using it as their home in the 90s, or at least a brief stint in here. So let's trek up through here and look in this other shed, which had some stuff in it. Now, these are all thistles, metre high, well actually nearly 2 metres high. That one, that lot there, probably, it's taller than me, that stuff. So, we did stomp down a bit of a path on the way through here, but man, it's thick. Typical summer day here in Australia. Flies, bees, heat, long grass, and probably snakes, but probably scare them away. And that's all thorn, thicket stuff. The cypress trees. So the old cottage had a bit of shade from the sun, but now that one's fallen down, or the front of that one. There's a back section, guys. Yeah, so we came in over the back there, and that first shed you can see the roof of, that's empty, but this one, from what we saw on the way past, had a few things in here. So I'll give you a look. Oh, this looks like it's an old shearing shed built with old logs. Look at that, guys. Yep, built with logs and old weatherboard and corrugated iron. You can't get much more Aussie than that. And And there you go, there's the shearing cubicles. The shearers stand in there. That's where the cables would have come through. And they shear away. There's some remnants of an old merino. So you know what, guys? There would have been shearers and rousies staying in that house in its last occupancy. I mean, as a former homestead or little farmhouse, I think the original owners obviously passed away, and then it was used for the shearers and the rousies, because this is definitely their shearing shed. Wow. It's just a hand-built, well, obviously most sheds were hand-built, but just with the timber that was around the area. Now, if you can hear a voice, that's the frightened explorer coming back up this way. But look, there's the ramp. Shear the sheep, you let them down through there, and then they end up going through the maze, the corral, or the corralling gates, pens. You tell me, guys, there's probably some farmers who are thinking, what is this guy talking about? Yeah, I'd say they either come in this way, shearers grab them, take them over, shear them, and then they exit down that way, or vice versa, but I think they bring them up in this way. What a cool spot though, guys. Now I'm going to throw back to the home for the outro, but look what we have to walk through to get back to the cars. That's what exploring is though, guys. Alright, let's go back into the house. Alright guys, we have seen the lot of this place, but before I completely close the video out, just realised that there's all these writings on the wallpaper here. I think they're your typical phone numbers. There would have been a wall phone here. Yep, there's the plug. It's probably the one we saw on the floor. We've got Helen, Paul, Green. There are numbers still here, but whether they're active or not, who knows? YMCA, the Camelot Inn, Tank Man. Someone's going to call the Tank Man. They probably needed to. Wasn't in that great a shape. Alright guys, we have seen the lot. Yeah. Merry Christmas. Hope you enjoyed this one. It was a cool explore. Yes, it is in rough shape. Expected that, seeing how secluded it is. And but no matter what the shape, these places are always worth the adventure out to see. And that's exactly what this was. So yeah, get in the comments, guys, and show some love to the Frightened Explorer. He's got a great channel going. And also to Werner's Adventures over in South Australia. He's out in the country filming a lot of places too, so go and sub to both Werner and the Frightened Explorer. Alright guys, thanks for watching. On to the next one. And see you in the next video. Cheers. Bye.
Remember, I used to sigh at the end of each day.